Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about how women start missing the man that they took for granted. So we're talking about women who may have friend zoned a guy or basically or maybe dumped a guy or even backed away from a guy that maybe they were dating and they just slowly lost interest and decided to date other guys or go back to her ex. Or so there's numerous ways that women could take a guy for granted who was a good guy, right? So how then does a woman start missing a guy that she took for granted? Okay, so there are a couple of factors here, and a lot of it depends on the woman in question. Okay, so you got to look at your own individual circumstances here. So if you've already got a woman in mind, then that's a good idea to sort of think about her personality. But also, maybe you're just interested in, how women start missing a guy that they took for granted, and you've got no sort of like emotional connection to or bond to a woman that you want to find out about and how you can get her to miss you if you feel like she took you for granted. But it's all going to come down to the woman. So, for example, some women are going to be so over it, so over you, that they may not ever take you, they may not ever miss you, even if they did take you for granted, because they've just fully moved on with their life and they're just fully over you. But it could be that there are some guys who are dealing with a woman who perhaps still has some feeling there towards him. And that's when it's more likely that a woman who's taken you for granted is going to miss you if she still has some sort of feeling towards you in some shape or form and she's not like 100% over it. Okay. So one of the things then that will make a woman start missing a guy that she perhaps took for granted, that she friend zoned or dumped or just basically backed away from because she was interested in some other guy, then what will make her start missing that guy she took for granted is if she sees that guy with a new woman. Okay, because one of the things about women is that they can be quite competitive, where sometimes it turns a man off if he sees a woman with, let's say he goes on her social media page and he sees that she's taking a lot of photos with different guys. For most guys, that may stir some jealousy, but in some cases, and in a lot of cases, it may actually put him off dating her because he may feel like she's slept around and maybe that's not in his values, So he may not like that. Maybe a lot of guys won't like that, okay? Some guys maybe feel jealous about that kind of thing, but it's more common in women for them to be jealous about that sort of thing. So if they go on a guy's social media page and they see that he's taken a lot of photos with women and he's had a lot of different women in his life, that can stir the competitive jealousy in a woman. And also if she sees you out and about with a new woman, let's say, you're at the same club or you're at the same restaurant and she sees that you're with a new woman, that will arise in her competitive nature. And if she sees that, then maybe she'll even start talking to you again because she wants your attention on her. Okay. And because she sees that you're successful with another woman, she'll start to be going, even if she may not actually think of this consciously. It may just be something that sort of gets triggered inside of her DNA as a woman. But she would just be like, what's that guy got? I may have took him for granted a little bit because he's actually really successful with women. And perhaps on some level, she may have even thought, oh, he's always going to be after me. He's never going to find anyone else. He's never going to find anyone as good as me. But if you do, oh boy, and she sees that, right? It could trigger that competitive nature in her, and she could start missing you and start thinking about, actually, maybe he has got something that I didn't realize because that woman wants to be with him. Okay, so you can see how this manifests inside a woman's brain or in her emotions, okay? Women can be quite competitive like that. Now, not all women are like that, but a large majority are. Okay, so it's a good idea to pay attention to that. So if you can get yourself a girlfriend who's way better than her, that's going to do two things. One thing, it may make that other woman, the woman who took you for granted, jealous, and may even make her miss you. And two, you'll have just a better woman, so maybe you won't even care about that woman anymore because you'll have a better woman. You'll have a woman that's perhaps better looking, perhaps she's nicer to you, perhaps she's got better prospects. Now, when I say something like better looking, all that matters is she's better looking to you, because to another guy, he like, let's say your best friend, he says, oh no, your ex was or that girl that you was interested in before was way better looking than the girl that you're with now. But if you believe and if you feel that the woman you're currently with is better looking and you love that woman more and you adore that woman more, then obviously, so it's all very subjective because everyone's got different tastes, and what you find beautiful and what you find sexy is going to be different than someone else. So it all comes down to you. As long as you feel like your new girl is better than the other girls you've been with, then that's all that really matters. But either way, it's still, even if you're with a woman who she perceives as less attractive than she is, she's still going to be thinking, what's he got? I didn't expect him to move on from me. Because some women have, not all women obviously, but some women have such a strong ego that they think that if they've dumped a guy or if they've lost interest in a guy and they knew that that guy was deeply, deeply in love with them, she was maybe on some level always hoping that that guy was always going to be around. The guy that she took for granted was always going to be around, always in her orbit, so she could fall on him as backup, okay? And also he may have affirmed her beauty, made her feel attractive, made her feel sexy because he was interested. Even if she wasn't interested in him and not interested in being with him, she liked him around, giving her that affirmation that she's desired, that she's wanted, and that she's beautiful. Some women are like that. I'm not saying all of them are, but it's just one of those things. So if she sees a guy then who's with a woman and he looks happy with that new woman, it's going to stir some emotions in her, especially if she still kind of wants him in her life in some shape or form. So women are quite competitive like that, okay? So the idea then is, if you want a woman to start missing you, if you want a woman to feel like they took you for granted, then the best thing for you to do is to genuinely get really happy and to genuinely find a woman that you think is way better than this woman. And like I said, you'll get two things out of that, right? First of all, you'll be happier and you'll be joyful and you're living this new amazing life and you've got this new girl. Yeah, and you probably, and so you feel amazing and you forget about the girl that broke your heart to a degree. Obviously you can't forget about them 100%. You don't, it's not like you develop amnesia overnight. You never think about that woman again. But because you've got this new woman and you've got this new life and you feel better, right? It no longer bothers you. Okay, no longer bothers you about this woman that rejected you or took you for granted. Okay, and the second thing that it does is that it could, I'm not saying it will, but it could make that woman miss you and wish that they didn't take you for granted. Okay, so it's not a good idea to hang on to that though. It's not a good idea to be like, okay, I'm definitely going to do this to make her regret, because therefore then she's still living rent free in your head. The idea is to genuinely start living a life that you really like, so you're thriving in life and you find a woman who's even better, so you no longer even think about that woman who took you for granted. Okay, and maybe it'll be a fun moment if, like, she does, this ex or this girl that took you for granted does message you one day saying that she misses you. Yeah, that's just a plus, okay? And you'll know that you did all the things right. But by then, you probably won't want to take her back because you're already living a really good life and you've got a better woman and everything's really cool. But it's just like a little bonus. But even then, even if that never happens, even if you never know for sure if she misses you and she feels bad that she took you for granted, even if you never know these things, you're still in a really good place because you're living a good life and you've got a better woman. So you also got to think of ways that you can do that, especially if you want to, because it's not good enough just being like one up on her by getting a woman who's better looking, but also to be genuinely living a better life too. So one of the things that I always try and coach in people is try and find a way to enjoy your life. Try and get some goals for yourself that really excite you, that really make you want to get up and start the day, because that's the best way to live. When you've got dreams and goals that you're working towards and you feel like you're making progress towards those goals, you just feel way better. It's in a book called Psycho-Cybernetics by I think his name was Maxwell. And he basically said in that book, as human beings, we feel the best when we've got a goal and we're making progress towards that goal and we can see that we're making progress, right? So whether that goal could be like a goal at the gym, because maybe that's really inspiring to you. Maybe you're trying to sculpt your body in a way that you feel really powerful and good looking and handsome. Or it could be that you've got like a business goal, right? Or maybe you've got tiny little goals, you know, like a business goal, a fitness goal, spirituality goals, you know, things like that. It's a good idea to have a good mixture of goals. But you've got things that you're making progress towards, because that will just automatically make you feel more confident. It'll build your self-esteem up, and you'll just feel way better, okay, in general, if you've got some goals that you're working towards, especially if you can make yourself like a little to-do list each day. I mean, this may not work for you, but this is what I personally like to do. If I've got a little to-do list of what I need to do during the day, and you know, they're easily manageable tasks that I can easily complete, but they're also out of my comfort zone to such a degree that is making progress in my life, I feel way better, because I can see like I'm ticking the things off the list, and it just feels like I've completed something. And just by doing that, you just feel that little bit more empowered, that little bit more confident in yourself. And it doesn't have to be really big things. It could be just like, went to the gym today. It could be like, if you've got like a social media pages like what I do, like you posted social media today, or you posted a video today, like, you know, that's just one thing, because it's something that I do. Or you coached a client, or you know, maybe for you, maybe you're a writer and perhaps you have got like a blog and you wrote a blog post today. Just find some little goals that you can do every single day that's easily manageable but still stretches you past your comfort zone, and you'll just feel way better about yourself. And obviously as well, if you can find a better woman in the future who's way better looking for you, you fancy her more, she's nicer to you, she's got better prospects in life, and just basically better than this woman in every single metric to you personally, then you're just going to feel way better. And yes, a side bonus of that is that woman who did reject you in the past may regret it, even though you may never know 100% if she does. But it's still a better place to be than to just be moping and in the past and thinking about her and trying to get her back and all these different things. It's just better to move on with your life, find a better woman, and to just have goals and dreams that you're working towards, because those are the things that are just going to help fill that gap that she left in your life. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. And if you'd like to coach yourself, you can go and read my book, Attracting the Beautiful Woman of Your Dreams, which you can go and read for free on my website. So you can coach yourself by reading this book and rereading it. You can buy a physical copy too on Amazon, but it's not necessary, because everything on the Amazon version, in the Kindle version and the physical copy, is on the website. So it's just another way that you can support me if you would like to. Okay. And I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.